Too pay to win. Can't even buy stuff as you need to link your email address. Which it won't let you if you already have an account. What? Broken system. Not wasting more of my time and money on it. I don't know why we review bombing, but I'm all for it.
So let me run a scenario by you. The most expensive item in the game, at the time of this review, is the Scorpion, a long-ranged relic tier railgun, using the scale common, rare, special, epic, legendary, relic, at any given moment. This item is around 30k coins on the player-driven market. That's a lot of fucking money. What's that? You don't want to spend thousands of hours to get the coins. That's okay. You could just buy it. Let's look at the coin packs. Alright, that'll be about 6k-ish cross-groans, a currency you can only obtain, to my knowledge, from the in-game shop for real money, totaling around to about $400-ish USD. Wow, that's more than you gave to the lasty girl that caught your fancy. So you went ahead and spent the money, and got this fancy new gun. Cool, let's take it for a spin. So you load into a match, see some guys and are about to fire when suddenly your gun is sniped off your ride by another Scorpion build no less. Then this happens a few more times, and you think to yourself, how can I increase the durability of my gun? The answer, fusing, the act of combining 3 identical weapons, for slightly better stats. Only problem is, you need 2 more Scorpions in order to fuse and you don't want to grind. Back to the store with you, 5 minutes and over $1,200 in the hole later, you have a fused Scorpion and I am too lazy to go any further with this bit, so buy. TL, D or NFTs are a waste of money and so is the Crossout dev team. Pro is the only fun part of this game for free players. The open world map is alright but kind of boring. Quests need tuning as the main ones, require 8k plus builds to really survive. Other than that, if PvP is the only thing you want to do, raids and matches are pretty good. Con, ultra unbalanced PvP matchmaking. Game does not really take part tier rarity into consideration, so you can abuse the vehicle rating system to matchmake into lower tier brackets. You end up with ridiculous one-sided fights of high tier teams dominating lower tier teams, the majority of the time. Even having just 2 players with top tier builds on the same team will sway the match. Very much pay to win considering the grind for multiple resources and reputation to craft or to earn enough coin. Paid currency that can also be used to buy resources, to craft or trade for the top parts is super long. Overall, I would not recommend as half the game. PvP is unbearable and it's pretty much pay to win. Every so-called upgrade really is a fat downgrade. It is filled with pointless money grab bullshit items, and adds a lot of limitations each time. This game really has a lot of potential, but is wasted by the developers. The game's is a purposely built grind, so you will invest some money here and there. When you do that, or when you grind it out, you find yourself with a new cool weapon, or new cool tactic or creative idea, then to later find out that the new update has put a limit on the item or a random mechanic, so it's worth less. For example, I made a build with 11 turbos and a skinner, harpoon. I had a top speed of 800 kph and within 1 second I reached 200 kph. Very awesome skill-based build. I'm accelerating like a crazy person, then to release the harpoon on an enemy vehicle and smash him to the wall or in a pit. Funny and creative build. I play with this build all the time to then find out that a recent update has put a speed cap of 240 kph in the game, maybe to prevent their other stupid mechanism of killing yourself if you touch anything if you are above 240 kph. That's one example. So I sold all my boosters, because fuck, it's worthless now. Just as Gaijin, it was one of my favorite games, but damn dude, they really f***k'd it up, and keep doing that. Bad updates. The game was okay to begin with, but in a span of a few years they made a lot of updates that makes playing other builds instead of the meta really hard. Lots of parts that previously worked great are now plain useless compared to others. Furthermore, there is a lot of P2W here. Buying legendary parts or broken parts because of update with real money just gives that unfair advantage. Sometimes it's not an advantage but still remains a nuisance to other players. Why play a melee build when someone just pays for hovers and floats over you? Oh, you want to throw him in the acid lake with your skinner. You can't, cause the skinner is getting nerfed with every FK and patch, and the hovers just make it so they float over an acid lake XDP2W much. WTF. Don't even get me started about the max kmh they changed. I had a cool speedy car that could throw people to death when you do it just right. Now you can't anymore. The 11 boosters are useless. 3 is enough to get max speed now in a few seconds. Max speed is only 200 or something right now. Like what? Why would you even change this? They said they basically remade the game, or changed the game so much that it is like a new game. Played it for 3 hours, saw very minor differences, and the gameplay is just not fun. PvP is even worse. I haven't even been able to upgrade my vehicle with anything new in 3 hours of gameplay. Here's a list of things I believe this game struggles in. Balance. You start the game fighting people who have better everything than you. Progression. Like I said above, I played for 3 hours, yes, with kills and captures, and did not progress anywhere in the game. Customization. The game's vehicle building is honestly one of the worst I've seen. Most parts don't really work well together, nor make your vehicle any more dangerous. Matchmaking. I played against players with twice my combat level in most of my battles, so my weapons were like pea shooters to them, and I was always the last one left. Honestly, I think this game could have been great, but Gaijin is really good at killing games they publish. That, and I honestly don't think they've changed much to make the game better. Atrocious pay-to-win game, and after 4 KPS you are constantly against pre-made if you're a solo player, plus the devs want to force you into clans, and running pre-made for pub stomping according to their latest changes. The devs have currently been implementing highly predatory battle passes and ignoring experienced players when it comes to balance, and in turn listen to the bad players, who cry the loudest. Balancing is in rough shape ATM and needs work. I have 1,503 hours and hundreds of dollars spent on this game. It pisses me off to say I absolutely do not recommend this game. The grind is ridiculous and everything is behind a paywall. The fusion system they have to upgrade parts is just a straight scam. And don't even think about trying to get relics. That's coming from someone who owns 7 relic weapons. To actually enjoy this game you must spend money on it. No doubt, bad dev choices lead to bad reviews. Either listen to the community or tune it out to the sound of a future dead game. Cripplingly pay to win, but the gameplay, when it's slightly less pay to win, is fun and the universe is cool. The problem is that for a little bit of money you get a prefabricated vehicle, with better everything compared to free parts. Some cabs have special abilities, the ones you can only get with money. Some guns are OP, and also really hard to get. You can technically play without paying money, but there are so many better options, just not for this specific niche. Completely modular vehicle builder team deathmatch game, like Watt and Space Engineers combined. Greedy ass devs. Rip to my favorited game cuss, they just landed the finishing blow in this last update. What a strange and wonderful game. The community is just the right mix of casual and sweaty players. The devs kept updates coming for a while, with a good chunk of good changes, but as always with a free-to-play game, the pandering to the worst parts of the game started coming in. Poor changes by the devs, terrible additions and complete whale bait packs. A honestly vaguely okay battle pass system turned sour by slow terrible changes, making the community hemorrhage away. This game deserves better. I still play it once in a blue moon for the car building, which is very fun. Going downhill for a long time, all of a sudden turned into a raging dumpster fire fueled by corporate greed, developer resignation letters, network failure reports and customer complaints. Alright everybody, welcome to Crossout. Hope you've buckled your seatbelt, cause this is off to be a bumpy ride. Crossout is a good game, but it sucks for reasons that many will spot when just loading into the game or making it past the tutorial. Let's say you made it past the tutorial. Well, you're not out of the wood yet. Are you ready to handle the true Crossout experience? Are you ready to wait 11 minutes to get in a match with 2 people and the rest being bots? Welcome to low PS battles, where you'll most likely tell yourself, holy crap, this game is dead. Let's say you made it past level 10 and you're now pretty much in the average PS score, being 4,700 PS. Well, good news lads, you don't have to play the waiting game anymore as lots of people plays in this score, but be ready to 1. Get rammed into by Tusk users, sad people really, 2. Be called a retard by the local Russian dude, 3. Grind, 4. Grind some more, 5. Grind even more, and bonus stage number 6. Cry realizing you've wasted so much time on this game. Crossout is a game, it's meant to be fun, and the community, mostly aware about that, knows it. They release updates quite often, some being good, some being bad, but let's be honest here, the only good update that has been brought to the game in 4 years is a graphical one introducing new explosions, UI and more. Some people liked it, some people didn't like any updates in any games. Let's get to Crossout latest update. Apparently, somebody at Gaijin thought it'd be a good idea to shape the game in a way that restrains the casual players even more than the game already did. From what I've heard people talk about, it looks like they reworked the engineers badges, which if you don't know, is a special resource you use to get by completing weekly quests and stuff. You could exchange it for a more meaningful and important resource. Now they're clan exclusive. Aha, bet you didn't see that coming. You can't get them anymore without being in a clan and working in said clan, or probably being premium. Come on Gaijin, we already know you're a greedy goblin. Why does this affect the game? You may ask. The thing is, it doesn't affect everyone. People that are in a high power score don't care at all, they don't complain. They can be in a clan, and will be if the game asks them to be, but play the situational game again. Let's say you're a simple player, stuck in between the 3,000-4,000 power score. Chances are, you are not able to join a clan, and are leaving because you see where this is going, or just because you finally realized the game is poorly managed. And you'd be right, it's worth more spending time on another cause by removing the badges for casual players. This makes the game even more grindy, and we're not talking about Old War Thunder level. It's less grindy than that, but it is removing yet another way to grind for newcomers. I've seen hundreds of people say they're quitting the game, and I doubt this number will decline anytime soon. Somebody could probably make a YouTube video about Crossout's list of careless update. It'd probably be about 30 minutes long. Hope my intense whining was enough to change your mind from downloading this game. Good luck out there, son. Return weekly challenges. Nobody cares about that clan bullshit with meta builds and the sweatiest players on the server. Don't remove the only stable income for single players without a clan. The game is grindy enough. Also, you guys at Targem better not ignore the community feedback. Gaijin Entertainment. Yeah, I'm done with this game. More like cash cow. This game should be free to plow in the state it's in for early access. And before you people say, but they need money to make the game. Yeah, fuck them. Go look at the other games they've made, and you'll see they try to bleed the life out of the players and their wallet. Sure, they come up with great ideas, but they put a heavy price tag on it. Look, all I can say is this game feels bad. Controls and reaction time of the death machines you drive. The interface is shit, and the graphics are shit for $30 United States dollars. What are you fucking Nintendo? Making an account is a pain if you make one, or have one. Gaijin account. It has to link to your Steam account before you login, and if you just click sign with Steam you'll face an issue if you try to use your Gaijin account to login. Gaijin Entertainment. Look at the feedback from their other games and you'll see what type of company they are, but then again, who knows, maybe hell will freeze over now. Where's that refund button? Hey devs. Power tripping moderators in chat antagonizing players. Toxic community of pay to win fanboy. Greedy AF devs, who literally hate their own game and player base so much they intentionally sell half-completed DLC packs for 4 times the price they are even remotely worth and actively go out of their way to nerf players, buffer I, and pay to win aspects, and treat player base like dirt. This game sucks almost as much as the devs, but that is impossible. Just another rigged Russian garbage, small player base and hard to get any battles without bots, who are useless. Game, stay away. Major paywall, massive server problems. Forcing all players to lose more games, and that's how they force players to think that they need to buy endgame guns. They make battle pass you can't get any normal items. From there, if you don't pay $30 or more, and always 2-4 weeks after event ends, they nerf all event items so they are useless. They also intentionally manipulate the market that is using real money, which is illegal as fuck. Greedy pay to win bullshit. Why is the DLC so expensive? One vehicle is £50. Fuck off. I've been around this game a long time, to the point my name became infamous at one point or another. My skill was only matched by top players and true veterans of high-tier clans. I've sunk time and money into this game, and I feel it's time I left my review. I don't recommend this game to anyone. It was okay at one point, but quality of life only seems to get worse with each update. Even now, if you don't have the most rock-solid connection you can get your hands on living in a big city, I wouldn't even try. Even having 90 ping is far too much. The new engine improvements that came with the 2.0 update made it unbearable to play with any sort of mid to high ping, not to mention the constant cash grabs being shelled out every couple of months. Mini battle passes weren't all that common, and now they're the norm. They're not even worth the effort either. This game is brutal to new players. It invites no one. If you're not good and have a good understanding of how to really build in this game, the moment you start real online play, then you're going to lose. This game has no respect for your time either. You could work yourself up to owning a set of legendaries only for them to be nerfed into the ground the next update. Not many people can afford the sort of time and effort required to have a diverse inventory of parts and weapons. I always had the option to just build something else more effect with changes, but I can't imagine how frustrating it must be to new players. The high power score gameplay is fighting the same people over and over and over again. You hardly ever see new usernames. After 2 solid years of fighting the same people, I have to call it. They can't get new veterans because the early game sucks and is completely disrespectful to any time or money you put in now. Missing any big battle pass is a death sentence to any meta player who wants in on becoming the next veteran. So no, I wouldn't recommend this game to anybody. Not even my worst enemies deserve how low this game has gotten. And yet I've got friends who are stuck still playing because they've not had the same success I've had in diversifying their inventories and want the next big part to add to their collection. To someone like me who has everything, it wasn't worth it. The only thing that made this game worth all those hours was the friends it gave me in return all those years ago, some of which have successfully moved on from the constant grind. Greedy sons of bitches locked weekly challenges, essential for making money in game, behind joining a clan. When this game came out a few years ago, it was try something else. There was no other game like this. We used to have a lot free content, for example first Doomsday Cars event, that everyone could access, and Gring wasn't too terrible. It really makes me sad to watch this game be consumed by corporate greed and bad management's decisions, forcing players to play against wallet warriors that are ready to spend thousands of dollars to get new shiny stuff before everyone else, removing content to make grind even more slow and painful than it already is, locking certain crafting blueprints against some arbitrary walls to force players to spend money. Hey, you haven't played for those few weeks 2 years ago? Welp, you gotta buy stuff off the market now, and you will never be able to unlock this stuff since you haven't played this game daily for past 7 years. I have been coming back to this game a few times over the years, but I think enough is enough. As much as it is painfully for me to let this game die since that was one of my first games I was really hooked on for a long time, the previous title being Star Conflict, also gaijin game that is player base of around 200 people at the time of writing this. It really is sad to live in times when corporate greed kills and corrupts everything that was one good and fun. Oh, yay, it was good at first. Come back a few years later wanting to try something I schemed up. I look at the store page. It slowly dawns on me greater than publisher, gaijin distribution KFT. My god, how could I have not seen this before? I frantically go to check the state of the game greater than War Thunder.